good, y'all? It's your boy Herb.
And it's your girl Mo.
And welcome to our soon-to-be world-renowned podcast, Young, Black, and Figuring It Out. Season 3. What up, though?
What it do?
Whatever we tell it. You hear me? And what we telling it?
Everything.
Everything.
All the things.
So it's doing all the things and everything. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's time for. Yes. So we going to go ahead and keep it going, keep it moving and shaking. And baking. Yes. How you feeling?
Sorry, you said moving and shaking. I started shaking. I'm feeling great. Phenomenal, even.
Yeah. Ooh.
You like that?
I do love that.
I feel like that's a Herb word.
Yeah. I used to say amazing.
How is that? How you feeling today?
I am feeling amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, besides my legs, everything else is great.
What, you did legs today?
I did bear crawls on Monday.
Oh, dang, what's today? It's been a couple of days.
Yeah, I've been feeling it ever since.
Oh, for real?
It's been a while. It's been more than a year.
It's been a minute.
Since I did bear crawls.
Okay, the bear crawls hit y'all. Yeah. Dang.
They don't love me.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I did them though, and I did them well.
And you finished through.
Mm-hmm.
You pushed through.
But it hurts.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I did legs today.
Mm-hmm. And your legs feeling great?
Yeah, they're a little wobbly. You feel me? A little wobbly.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going to start dancing.
Nah.
Right. I'm back.
How you feeling? Still feeling good? Still feeling, what'd you say? Phenomenal?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You ain't got to be back. We here. Never left.
Mm-hmm.
So what up, though, y'all? So listen, we got an amazing topic today. Mm-hmm. But before we dive all up into the topic, y'all know how we usually do. What did we figure out this week?
Ooh.
Let me go first?
Yes.
Because I'm about to say, I usually hit you with it. And it's like, oh, he caught me slipping.
Nah, let me pass that. Yeah.
Pass the mic. I got you. Yeah, what did I figure out? So to be honest, I think this week I figured out just this bedrock foundational idea of discipline and how much that influences, and we talked about this a little bit off camera, influences everything else. Right? Mm-hmm. And I've talked about this before, but this is like, it's reinforced. So I had a daily discipline that I was doing for like 21 days. It was like 30, it was 21 days. Mm-hmm. And doing it, keep me focused, locked in. I felt good, felt re-empowered. I had a mantra called mission mode. Ooh. Like, that's what I was saying. I wake up every morning, I'm in mission mode. Like, I'm completing the mission regardless of what it is. So if I was washing the dishes, I'm mission mode.
Right.
If I eat something, instead of putting the dish away and leaving it there and coming back, I'm doing it right then and there. I'm on a mission. Like, everything felt like that. Got to 21 days. It's like, all right, cool. I did it for 21 days, right? I can like go back, revert. As soon as I did that, it wasn't just that thing that felt undisciplined. Everything else went with it. So it's like, oh, this discipline is a string of things that are all connected.
Right.
It's not individual disciplines. And like, I actually was a while ago, this guy named Jim Rohn. He like a thought leader. He passed away a long time ago. A long time ago. But one of the things he said is like, every discipline affects other disciplines.
Right.
Right. So that was true. Like, oh yeah, this is all connected. If I'm empowered and disciplined in one area, it just reinforces other areas. You know? So like, that's not, and because I knew that, it wasn't so much figured out, but I proved that. Like, I had actually lived it. Like, oh, this is true. This is not theory.
Right.
You know?
Interesting. So it's like you formed a habit, because they say it takes 21 days. And then you said, and threw the habit away to see what would happen, almost like you kind of experimented accidentally.
Because I made it like, all right, cool. Now I'm free to do whatever I was doing before. And it's like, now you go back.
Right.
And it's like, oh, nah, this actually, like, by me being disciplined and having a pattern and routine and self-control, it impacted every aspect of my life in a positive way.
Right.
And therefore, like, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, bet. I just got to be disciplined. It's not even about, like, stopping the behavior, like, waiting 21 days. It's like, nah, how do you live discipline every day? And that's cool. Yeah, like, I felt better.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like some form of torture sometimes. Because, like, so I'll be honest, one of the things I was doing was not eating out Monday through Friday, only on the weekends.
Right.
Right? To not spend money, and because when you do that, you usually eat better.
Yeah.
And so, like, once the other thing went, like, oh, I don't feel good. Like, I might feel good in the moment, but I don't feel like empowered. So I had to change that.
I like that awareness comes. Like, it's a mental thing, it's a physical thing. Like, your body is telling you, we don't like this. We're happier. Please go back.
Yeah. We felt more powerful. You know what I'm saying? Purposeful. All of that.
I support that.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
How about you? Talk to us.
It's been a learning month, and I would say the art of letting go has come up, and something about, I guess, almost similar veins, where when you're almost too comfortable or too complacent, and change comes.
Yes.
And it's forced change. It's change that you need but you don't want. You know what I mean? And you kind of have to grieve it and learn that holding on tighter doesn't help you or your growth.
Ooh.
You know, so it's like cry, feel it, but let it go.
Yes.
And embrace what's coming, which can usually feel scary. And it's nice in this season, because, you know, it's all about seasons. We talked about that. And this season doesn't feel frightening. It feels like, you know, greatness is coming my way. However, realizing that who I am or what I've had with me or who I've had with me isn't like supposed to go with me into the next thing. Yeah. And that's the hard part. It's like, okay. But, you know, with this embrace of change, it's like, okay, then that means the version of me that's coming up has to be a little different, and I can't think and act the same either. And so you know, like discovering what that could look like and how I can do little things to get there is kind of exciting. But Lord, that letting go.
Yeah, I love that. And I love what you said earlier about like knowing that whatever is not coming with you into this new space. So it's like you're taking the learning from people, places, experiences, but those things don't have to go with you. Yeah. That's good.
A little teary-eyed. It's okay though. It's worth it, you know? For my betterment, it's worth it.
Yeah. And that's like it's needed.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. It's like, yo.
You know, hopefully the audience will see. It's like, oh, she seems brand new. Yes. Yes, I do.
If I see it, it's like, yeah, I'm it too. Yeah. I am brand new. Yeah.
Working on it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It's dope.
Yeah. Good time.
This actually is a really good like platform or springboard into our topic today. You know?
Yes, I was springboarding.
Yeah, I saw you. I'm letting her springboard, y'all. Go ahead and springboard. Yeah, so today we really want to hone in and talk about a topic that I think is so important and it's almost cliched.
Yes.
But it's like it's not really committed to or explored fully.
Yes.
So we really want to take the time to explore that, and that is how to harness the power of purpose. Like, how do you harness the power of purpose? Yeah. And it's, even asking a question is chills, right? Like, how do you lean into that? You know? Yes. So maybe we could start off with like, we always like to define what we're talking about, right? What is purpose and why is that powerful?
That's a good question. And some people will be like, that's not important. But I think having a purpose in anything is probably the most important thing. Yeah. It drives you, it carries you, it focuses you, it gives you something to actually look forward to, and it like almost models for others, you know, it helps others. So what is purpose? I guess it is some form of innate drive or desire for something. And a lot of times it's almost like encapsulated in helping others. You know, generally people are driven to help people in different ways. Sometimes it's indirectly, sometimes it's completely direct, and it's in a facet of different areas.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah. I agree with that. Like you said, it's driving you, you know, and that's right. Like purpose, I think is powerful because it's like, it gets to like the why you're doing something. Right? Like if you actually have a strong why, like this is the reason, like this is my mission, like this is my pursuit, it's easy to do whatever you're doing.
Right.
It's like, it feels worth it. You know, you feel like this actually has a reason behind it. So when obstacles come, it's like, oh, that's just what it is. And it doesn't matter because like, this is the purpose.
Right.
Obstacle, roadblock, whether it be people, like health, like whatever it is, like, no, I'm going to pursue because this is my purpose. You know?
Yeah, which generally sometimes people can get kind of, thrown off the rails or distracted at times, but it usually can reorient you because that is your purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That joint is like a compass, yo. It really is.
I like that. Yes,
that
was it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I might be like where I'm at wavering, but when I look at this, it's like, all right, I know I got to get north. It's cool. I know I'm going that way.
Right.
I might have took a detour, but I know I got to get this way. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, actually, funny enough, so people call me a stan, and by people I mean you,
not just me
and Joanna.
Okay then.
But it's like, nah, I like to study greatness and excellence, right?
That is true.
No matter what form. So reading the audiobook, he has a chapter called Purpose. And he talked about when he was doing the recording, and I told you a little bit about this, for the Muhammad Ali movie.
Right.
And just like him having to embody Muhammad Ali, actually like position him into like the experience and awareness of purpose, because Muhammad Ali is somebody who came here and was here with a purpose.
Very true.
Like he had a militant morality. Like he was committed, like to the point where, like, yeah, I'm not going into the Vietnam War. He's like, I'm not going to no Viet Cong. I'm not fighting no Chinese, Japanese, none of that. You my enemy when I want freedom.
Right.
Like, no, I'm not going to kill other poor people. Like that is not my mission here. You know?
And he's still on that.
And he got at the height of his career, 3 years he couldn't box, got his boxing license revoked, almost got 5 years in prison. Because he's like, no. That's what I believe. It's like when you have a purpose, those decisions become easy. Everything else gets out the way.
Right. No matter the consequence. Yes.
Yo.
Yeah.
And all of us don't have to be at that level. But if you take that level of commitment, like purpose, and apply that to everyday life, what can you achieve, yo?
Anything. Isn't that crazy? And it's very rare. And I think sometimes because it's not taught or modeled for you, you don't recognize it's a possibility. You know what I mean? It's like most people are pretty average or mediocre and don't necessarily take the risk or believe they can. But when you find those few, and those become like, the idols or the people that people aspire toward, and they're just so rare. I feel like Kobe was one. Like the way you ever hear these interviews with the intense focus. Yeah. And it's something that I never related to because I don't do sports. But as I got older, I was like, oh, but you knew what exactly you wanted to do. And you knew that if you did these things and consistency, did these things, you would achieve it.
It
and
transcends.
You surely did.
I love that.
So why can't I just apply that in a different realm?
Yo,
right?
Come on.
It's just, it's very interesting.
You said something that caught my eye. You said like it's not modeled.
Right.
Where should that be modeled? Because I'm thinking like the modeling should start at a younger age.
Always.
Because that's always best to start there. And then where should that be modeled and how should that look?
It's almost easy to want to blame a certain set of folks in that.
Right.
But I feel like you already know children are just sponges.
Right.
And so anyone who has any influence over children, that could be parents, that could be teachers, that could be media, because, there are a lot of children's shows that most kids are just watching. Yeah. That could be anyone who has some influence. And I think there's a responsibility for a lot of musicians and artists, because they know that they're influencing people, right? I think that's where the modeling comes from. But I don't think it's something you can expect from others, but it is something I think we as people now should seek.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I agree. And I actually think, oh, good.
I didn't expect that.
You're right, though. And I actually think, like, the way we teach things, like there should be lessons taught and built in on people how to like explore, because I don't think the thing about like your purpose, some people just get it innately, like they walk into that, and I don't know why that is and why that's not, like that's for God and the universe to decide and define, but for other people it's like, yo, I don't know what it is. And a lot of times it's like you've probably tapped into it. Like you probably know what it is. You haven't been exposed or had the opportunity to explore enough to know how it manifests.
Yeah.
Like how to actually act it out.
Like more the likelihood. Because if you think about, I think you said something, and if it happened in school, right? Like, but in school, you're taught to follow a certain line of behavior.
Right.
And you're not really allowed to step outside of that.
Right.
And so even at home, you're taught to act a certain way.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to kind of explore
yes.
different ways of learning. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I think that stops a lot of people, and even especially the older set of kids. So
yeah.
like if there's a slew of children, the younger ones probably have the chance because parents are older, tired, ain't nobody watching what they're doing. The older ones, as they're coming up, no, don't do that. No, that's not how you do. And they don't get those chances to find it as soon or as easily, right?
Yeah, it's like, I love that. And that's exactly where I'm headed. Like, we need to embrace those things early on and make them a part of, it would be great to have them be a part of people's experience, like a part of schooling.
Right.
A part of parenting, a part of your home life, a part of sports. It's figuring that out. You know, because when you know that, you on a mission. Like, I use sports, a basketball coach for a long time, right? If someone knows, like when you out floundering and it's a person who like doesn't know their role on the team, it's like they end up doing nothing well.
Yeah.
And you on the bench, like you not playing because you're not doing anything well. But if you got somebody who knows like my role, like I am a shooter. I'm not going to try to drive to the basket. I'm not going to try to get these rebounds. I'm only 5'2", right, out here with the trees. I'm going to shoot and get open. And it's like, I'm going to do that well. I'm going to work on that. That person's going to excel.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I know I play defense well. I'm going to lock up anybody. I'm going to have a mission. Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know it. But when you don't got that,
you don't know. Yeah.
You just out there doing stuff. And it's like, it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And then people don't have trust in you because they never know what they're going to get. You know?
You know, it's funny you say that, and I feel like there's a gifting that is slept on a lot, which is encouragement. And there's some people who just have the words, you know, even if it's not the most articulate words.
Yeah.
The word, like something that usually can get to the heart of others, right? And everyone isn't fortunate enough to be around those people.
Yes.
Or they are, and those people just don't know that's their gift. Like they should speak more. You know, like I think a lot of people are more accustomed to hearing criticism and the negativity.
Yeah.
But when you're speaking about the person who's floundering and sitting on the bench, it's like, where are those random leaders on the team? Like, where's the captain?
Yeah.
Or, you know, assistant captains who don't really get the title but do it anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know,
so you're saying like, yo, I've seen you though. You're great at da-da-da-da. You should do that more.
You should lock in on this.
And that's stuff you've done. I've seen you do it. So I'm just saying, they're out there.
Yo, that's fire. And I think that comes to like this eye of discernment. So let's use the home life. Let's say you got like a child. Let's use our culture. You grow up, right? And the person always got like a debate about it, something they're asked to do, or always asking like why. What we're accustomed to is like that is shut down.
Right.
Like because I said so.
Right.
Huh?
That's just it. That's it.
Or why are you talking back? It's like, you know what? Actually, no. That's a gift. Like you can take something that you're told to do and want to critically think and ask questions. Oh, cool. You might be a great XYZ.
Yeah.
Politician, lawyer, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's hone that. Let's use it in the right space.
You could be a researcher. You're just so curious.
Yo.
Like, oh, you need to explore things more.
Let's help you do that.
You know? Or like, or there's some people who are more literal thinkers. So it's like, please explain why this matters.
Yeah.
And that's just because they don't get it, which could come off very inconsiderate or selfish because they don't know, rather than taking the time to just be like, these are what's important. Like these are certain things you must do in order for the whole family cycle to work well. You know what I mean? Just things like that. Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm about to dive into this. This is gonna be good. And dear listener,
I'm like, should I be scared?
Say you can say thank you later because I know folks want us to do this more. Let's talk about us. Like why we going there?
Who asked for this?
But now I think this is good. Like what do we feel like our purpose is? What reinforces that?
You know what I'm on the spot, honestly.
Well, hey, that's what we're here to do.
Huh.
I can go first if you want me to.
I was about to say, I think mine is evolving. So
That's the answer. That's the answer. Yes, keep going. People need to hear that. Yes.
What I think I originally thought my purpose was has expanded to more. So I always envision, you know, I'm a therapist by trade, I guess you could say. And I've always envisioned like helping those who needed just some guidance, right? But in a very minimal or small space. And I think more now than ever, I've recognized that I am an encourager. That is a gifting I have, and my voice matters. Did not know that for many years. So speaking out more, calling out what I see, and being comfortable in my own skin enough to reach out and like further my reach for others is important. So I don't know where that's headed fully, but I think it's definitely deepening more than I thought it would. Yeah. You'll be saying all the things without detail, right? Isn't that good?
You get no answers. But I hear that though. I'm gonna ask more. Oh. You know it's coming.
No, I'm here. Like, what about you though?
But just know I'm coming back. I think my purpose when I go back through life and work through that, I know it's to help people, without a doubt.
Yes.
Like to help people, and whether that be through like the ways that has manifested is through like inspiration, by like leadership, right? So I think about my basketball time, like that's huge, or the time where I was like leading like our version of a Black student union at the college I was at.
Phenomenal, yes.
You feel me?
See how that word come up again? Yep.
Hey, I see you.
It is back. You. Yes, continue.
Hey, hype me up. We encourage her. But I almost think it's like shifting the culture or community. It's like my purpose, and like that looks to the basketball community, school community, and now it's like the space I'm doing now. It's like a large culture that's shifting.
Yes.
Like in like a health system, and like literally like a local community. And sometimes if I'm being real, like I don't actually notice that's what's happening. Like I didn't realize like the impact I had on the basketball team I was coaching, or the school I was at, or whatever, until I left.
Right.
And so like, oh, okay. I really, because I'm not, I guess in a way, I'm not seeing it that way. You know, that might be like, and you know, I've done that before. Like, oh, dang, okay.
All the time.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I guess I did have or am having impact.
Every day.
Yo.
Yes. I'm actually surprised you didn't say creating access and then raising the standard or the quality.
Yes, that's also part of it.
That is how I would describe what he be doing.
Purpose. Yes. I think, for sure. And so I think, like that's something I really want to, so that, yes, shifting the culture of communities by that.
Yes.
Creating access and raising the standard. Put it all together. I feel purposed in that. Yeah. And like, I think those examples I just described, because like when I left where I was at multiple times, and they asked me to come back, right? When I left, it's like, oh, I saw a thing that there's like a gap there, and I didn't like want that, but it was a reality. Like, okay, I had an impact. So, and the thing that's hard for me is like, how do you? It doesn't always. It's not clear.
Right.
If that makes sense. Yeah. Is yours clear when you are working through it?
It depends.
Oh, dive into that.
Like I can see what's right in front of me, and I can see the paper to pen. You know what I mean? Like, but further past that, no. So if I scope out of what I'm immediately doing, kind of like bird's eye view myself in life. Yeah. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. I know I'm going somewhere, and it's lovely and it's wonderful, and I am meant for that. But where that is specific,
yes.
I think that's okay though.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I think if we are so heavily focused, you miss out on some opportunities because you think I'm supposed to be there when really it's like, no, things have shifted, things have changed, and where you thought you were going, you're actually going here. It's better, and you wouldn't know that because you're so focused on there. Like, you know what I mean?
I get that.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, and I think as you get closer, it gets more clear.
Yeah, it's crazy because like, so I'm the opposite.
Interesting.
As to where like where I have a clear view of like how it looks. Like I got the vision for like how it looks, where it is, all of that. How to get there or how I'm getting there. And we talked about this. It's like the clear path of how is not there for me. You know what I mean?
This is exactly why we work so well together.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Like you just, so I described like, we just did that. Literally had a good example. I'm like, it's shifting community and culture. You're like, the how of like access. And raising the standard,
I am your details. Yep.
And vice versa. And I got your vision.
Yes, because I don't know where I'm going.
That's lit. So it's probably like, Let's go back to this though, because I think this is good. What do we feel blocks people from seeing or achieving a purpose? Like, what are some of the barriers?
I think you could go a lot of places with that question, honestly.
Let me hit you with one. The company you keep. Yo, I'm not going to lie to you. The company you keep. I cannot lie.
Are we going to explain the whole, you are the sum of the 5 people?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You are the sum total of the 5 people you are around the most. Without question. Mm-hmm. And around doesn't just mean physical proximity. Who you give your mental, emotional, spiritual energy to the most.
And who you take on.
Yes.
The most. Yeah.
You are the sum total. Right? And so if you have 4 people, amazing. Those are RAs. And you got one that's an F. Your average takes a dive.
Ooh.
You at a B now. You know what I'm saying? Legit though.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, that is purpose wise.
Yes.
Completing the mission. If you got someone who's like, because if it's no middle ground, I think.
No.
You're either adding or subtracting. Because still it's going backwards.
It is.
You know?
Because things are moving by you.
Yes.
So you're really not where you think you are.
You're going backwards. Yeah. So that is one of the major roadblocks. How you agree?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That was good. I like, because I would have said people also, but not in that realm as much as, sometimes we provide access to the wrong people.
Right.
And they are too aware of what we're trying to do or what we're thinking of.
Yeah.
And their doubt or their fear, their criticism, I think can get in the way.
Ooh.
Because their influence matters so much, right? And I think a lot of times that's what happens. Someone will be like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
No one's ever done that. You can't do that. And you start to believe it. Yeah. And, I'm speaking from experience. I think that's where I got, like, in my own way for so long. Yeah.
So other people's doubts and fears and, like, barriers became yours in a way until you got that out of there.
Right. I trusted that over what I thought.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, yo, no, this is my vision. I'm going to do that.
Yeah. I'm not there anymore, but it was a good amount of years wasted doing that.
Yeah. I think the lesson is that's like, don't do that. You know you own, like, you got this,
and you best. Like, you are with you 24/7. They visit you every so often. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's dope. And that doesn't mean you don't learn, but like you learn it and you make the decision.
Right. Yeah. Take it with a grain of salt, because everyone, and it's not even like they have ill intentions all the time. It's just they don't necessarily have the vision.
Yeah.
Or they can't see the how.
Yeah.
And sometimes that will be like, nah, I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
You need those people like, you know what? You trust it? You believe in it? I'm here for you. I'll support you.
Yeah.
I trust you. You could do this.
Yeah. That's fire.
Yeah. Because one thing people forget, every failure doesn't actually mean a failure.
Right.
Because you truly learn from any mistake or failure you may make. So it's like, after that, it's like, oh, I did it wrong before. I know how to do it right now.
Yeah.
That's all that really happens.
Yeah. I love that. I think another thing that blocks people from like really living in their purpose and like actually like getting there is, I think, ownership.
Oh, okay.
Like, honestly, like self-ownership. Like, that's one of the things, and I got somebody in my family who I'm thinking about right now, who everything is somebody else's fault.
Right.
Right? And when that's the case, you actually do no self-reflection. You actually can't build to be better. Because, like, following a purpose demands, like, it's like a must. I actually heard this when I was to visit my grandmother. We went to church. Grandma not playing. We was at church. So, but the preacher, anything got took from that. The main thing I took from the preaching, don't judge me, y'all, was, I'm not saying they were good or bad, but if I'm saying this, the main thing I took was that I forgot what he was talking about, but he said, like, you must. He's talking about a verse in the Bible that said, like, you must. And he said, what does must mean? That means there's no alternative. That hit me. Like, oh, okay, what are my must? To where it's like, there's no other option. For purpose, it's a must. that you have to self-reflect and improve.
That makes sense.
Because you can't get to where you're going how you are.
Right.
Or what you have right now. There's no way.
No, that's real.
So the self-reflection piece is, if folks don't take ownership,
right,
then there's no self-reflection. Like, I honestly, at this point in my life, and I'm working towards it every day, but I really do believe if I walked outside and got struck by lightning, I'd be like, you know what? I should have wore rubber boots. That's my fault. Yeah, hey, my bad. That's on me. Full ownership. For real though.
No,
like,
I hear
that's
that.
on me. You know?
I hear that. And I don't know if accountability can come before self-awareness. So that would be the one thing I would say. Is like, accountability is great and everyone should take it. But no one takes it if they are not aware of their own wrongdoings. You know what I mean? It's like,
amen.
I said that. And sometimes, it's a happenstance. It's a mistake. It happens. But there's a lot of people who just, what's self-awareness? Aware of who? I'm here. What's, it's not a thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Can I ask the therapist a question?
If it's not about me, sure.
She don't want to self-reflect, y'all. I least not on microphone and on camera. No, okay. What would we, like, leaving the audience with something? What would we say to the audience about if someone is saying, like, right now, this is touching my soul because I'm really trying to, like, find my purpose and like see what I should be doing? What would we say is like either an exercise or some steps or like some first things that they might want to do in order to start to explore that or try to find that? Like, what is my purpose?
I love how you always throw it in the therapist realm where I'm like, I was just thinking as a human, what you can do. Yeah,
but I think this is something that you might help, like someone who's like floundering. Right. They lost at sea.
Right.
How would you get them a raft?
The biggest thing I've seen a change with people is experiences, which, I know inflation and money and life, but every experience doesn't have to do with money or necessarily going outside of your country. It's really about going outside of your comfort, right? And like finding ways to try new things that are nothing close to anything you thought you would do, whether that's trying a new food, going to a new place, going to a museum and you're not a museum type of person, you know what I mean? Going on a boat and you've never been, like different experiences and engaging with different people can open your eyes to so many things. And it almost gives you permission to trust yourself to explore. It's like, that wasn't that bad. Let me see what else I may like. And before you know it, you're like, I've always loved painting. How come I've never tried to actually do this? Like, yeah, it's just, pushing yourself past what you're accustomed.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Yeah, I think that, first of all, that was fire.
Thank you.
Like, experiencing, yes. Experience, honestly, is the key that unlocks the door to imagination. Honestly. Because if you've never been exposed to it, you can't really dream it up. So you have to have seen it, experienced it, whatever it is, to be like, oh, this is real. You know what I mean? Like, I remember an interview from Jay-Z. He said I forgot what grade it was, but he went on a field trip. He went to a teacher's house. And he was dead poor at this time. Marcy Projects. And I think it's either at the teachers somewhere, at that time, they had this thing where you like put the cup in the refrigerator and the ice just came out. It was like motion sensor. And you're like, dang. Yeah, I do that?
Yeah.
Like, what else out here in the world can you know? So I agree. Like, those experiences, like, open your worldview, like, unlocks your mind to, like, possibilities. So that was fire. And I even say, like, you can really immerse yourself in someone else's experience. Like, me reading this audiobook, that I read, like, Obama's audiobook, and I'm reading the Will audiobook and a few others. Like, I love autobiographies. But I get to immerse myself. It's like, oh, dang, you're right. I'm exposed to so much through that. And I know I have to live out things too, but me being able to be there with them unlocks my mind too, Oh, yeah. And so exposing yourself to different things, like hearing other people's experiences, listening, being humble in that, like that cultural humility piece, like huge, that'll help you find the purpose, right? And then I think giving yourself permission to do that. That's the other thing. Yeah. I think people kind of lock themselves in a box. Where they'd be like, oh, I've been doing this for so long.
Not even on purpose, but yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's their identity. That used to be a big thing. Like, what you do is how you identify or how people identify you as. And without that, who am I? It's like, you are more than what you do. man.
You a cold piece.
I was literally just piggyback off in what you said.
You a cold piece. With the heat. It's cold in here. Yo, the other thing with this too is people might be sitting here listening thinking,
I saw your face.
What in the world are they talking about? You know what? We might be right.
We might be wrong.
But at the end of the day,
we just young, black, and figured it out.
Tough.
CC on the track, boy.